Inside the chief's hall, with the torches blazing and the round bucklers ranged on the walls, Bjorn saw a strange sight. Gork and Jarl Skallagrim were sitting on the floor, rubbing their heads like men just waking. Starkad staggered about, waving his arms, stumbling over the bodies of 5 men, guards to judge by their helmets and burnies, who lay huddled about a great coffer. Bjorn saw that the coffer lid had been split across and wrecked, and that the box was full to the brim with cups and coins that glimmered in the flickering light. Starkad was staring about him with empty, wide open eyes that looked more like pieces of flint or agate than anything else. He was saying, "My dear sword has gone. Legbiter has gone. He belonged to my grandfather, and in all those years his edge was never hacked. Oh, Legbiter, oh dear friend, what is this rubbish worth if you have gone?" Then Starkad began to kick out at the treasure chest, making the broken lid rattle and spilling coins out among the rushes on the floor. Gork saw Thorgort and said, "He broke his sword hacking open the lid after he'd put paid to 3 of those poor fellows down there. Now he won't come away. Do you think you could help to carry him?" Thorgort said, "I would as soon try to carry a she-bear away from her cubs, friend." Starkad must have heard this, for he swung round and shouted, "Who else wishes to lie here? I still have the hilt of Legbiter, and that is enough for most men I know." The 4 Jomsvikings stood like stone as Starkad came down from the hall towards them. Bjorn noticed that even Jarl Skallagrim's hands were trembling. When Starkad was 3 paces from them, he stopped and said, "Well, which of you is to be the first? Take your pick. It is all one to me." In the sudden silence that followed, Bjorn heard himself say, "I will come to you, Starkad. You came to me when I needed you on the Iceland shore. You saved me from Glam, Starkad, so I will save you." Bjorn felt his feet moving as though they belonged to someone else. He heard Gork draw in his breath sharply behind him, like a man plunging into icy water off a cliff. Then he saw Starkad bending down towards him, his fierce face growing bigger and bigger. His hands reaching out with hooked fingers like a goshawk's talons. The next thing Bjorn knew, he was swung up into the air, and then he was sitting astride Starkad's shoulders, and Starkad was laughing as though someone had told him the funniest story in the world. "Oh boy, boy, boy," the Bearsark was saying. "I have lost a sword and found a hero. I have found another swordless one who dares stand against me, though he is no taller than a sword himself." The empty look had gone from Starkad's eyes, and he was prancing like a war horse. Bjorn was beginning to tremble and was wondering whether he might be sick with all this jolting up and down. He felt cold all over as he held on to Starkad's thick hair to keep himself from tumbling. And now, strangely, the Jarl and the others were all smiling, with their swords and axes put away, and Starkad was still calling out, "Tonight I am as happy as a spring lark. I am as brisk as a bridegroom. I am as free as a young stallion who first sniffs the mountain wind." Bjorn heard Gork say to the Jarl, "All is well. The fit has passed. Praise be to God. Now we can take the treasure chest and go down to the ship." But Starkad was already dancing out of the door and off through the darkness towards the cliff path. He did not stumble once, although Bjorn, who had no great head for heights, was often afraid he might. Reindeer put off again just as dawn was breaking, and the fishing currers were pulling in with their catch. All the Jomsvikings were well pleased with their night's work, and lay about the deck in the morning sunshine, while Dag unfurled the sail and let the wind belly into it and swing them out to sea. Bjorn was so tired he could have slept on the yardarm. Gork had put a sheepskin down for him under the prow platform, out of the spray, but just as he was about to lie down, Starkad came forward and raised him up again, smiling and patting his shoulder with his great hard hand. "Come, Bjorn," the Bearsark was saying. "I cannot find a shipmate and lose him all in one night. From this time, lad, you shall share my sleeping place and be like a son to me, and you shall sing your snore pig song only for me and for no other. and what I gain shall be half yours, and I will stand by you against all the world." Bjorn went with him, almost weeping now for happiness.